So this is our video of the mistakes that we have made here in Germany. We have a vlog style for you, and then the end of the video is this mistakes we've made. If you're only interested in that part of the video, you can go to this time, or I'll also put it down in the description. Either way, I'm glad you're here, and on to the video. Last week I did a clip of me speaking German. I've never showed Remo, and so I thought it would be funny to have him watch it for the first time and record what he thinks, because let's be honest, it was pretty rough. Even editing it, when I was watching it back, I was like, oh yeah, I made so many mistakes. Yeah, you ready?
I'm ready to see it.
Ich habe mein I can't even listen to this. Geburtstagsgeschenk bekommen.
Geburtstagsgeschenk.
Die Farbe ist ein bisschen für den Sommer.
Hey, that's really
Just
good.
keep watching.
No, that's really good. I don't know what you're talking about there. It was like hard as
Hute. I say Hute, I mean Mütze.
I really think we can speak more German now at home, because like, German has improved a lot. Really, babe.
Die letzte Mal, dass ich bestellte.
Funniest thing though in this video is it's like always.
I know.
It's like,
I know.
It's like
Did you guys notice that this thing right here where all my clothes are? It's like 99.9% of the time it's messy because I clean it all and then I get dressed. Eine kleine.
I don't understand how kids can't get in there.
Tour. Ich habe ihn drinnen lassen. Ist das richtig?
Reingelassen.
Eingelassen.
Reingelassen.
Und reingelassen. War böse zu uns.
That sounds like he was like violent or something. Your German voice is so different than the English voice. It really is.
My German voice is?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's the same with me in German and English, you know. I feel like in English I'm a little louder and I don't know, just different. And in German...
Am I louder?
You're like...
Deeper?
No, it's just different. You can totally understand what you're saying, and most of the time you don't, like, there are only just a few small mistakes in there, like some endings.
How do you say when someone's mad at you, like when he was mean to you? When I'm saying like he was mean to us, like I don't mean he was like trying to fight us, I just mean that he was like kind of angry with us.
Ja, hatte sich über uns geärgert.
Über uns. Hat sich...
He was mad about us. And,
hat sich über uns geärgert.
Yeah.
I forget to put it in the past tense too. So, okay, that's all.
Well, my grandpa is 94 and he's still living by himself at home, and he has one of my uncles like, who comes by and helps him out. But other than that, he's still doing everything himself. I haven't seen him in almost a year now. It's way too long, and so today me and my brothers are gonna go and see him. Hey guys.
Freunde. We have been living here in Germany now for over a year, right?
Yeah.
And we have made some mistakes, and we have collected a list of the biggest mistakes that we have made, or things we didn't realize
Since we came to Germany.
These are our mistakes we've made since living here.
We started thinking about this the other day when we went to the Zoll to pick up a package that we got from the US.
And the Zoll is the Postal Border Patrol.
It's the Border Patrol, yeah.
The Border Patrol.
Not only for post, but yeah. Bree's mom sent her a package with a few things, some makeup.
Wait, should we back up? The reason why is because I dropped Remo's phone into the toilet, and my parents, they offered to send us one of their phones that they're not using.
So there was a phone in the package. Bree's mom clearly noted on there that it's a gift, not that something that we bought and it was used. but it still went to Vitsoil instead of to us directly. And when we got to Vitsoil, he informed us that everything that's above 45 bucks, 45 euro, has to be actually taxed.
We had a super good experience with them. The phone was 50 euro. It was stated that it was 50 euros. And so obviously the limit is 45. So he was very nice and he didn't end up charging it. He just looked at the phone, saw that it was used.
So he could have taxed us a lot if he wanted to. But he saw that it was used, that it was for personal use, that it wasn't like commercial. And he just let us take it without paying, which was nice. But it's something you have to be aware of when you send things from the US to Germany, that you might get taxed and it might not be worth it.
Germany in general has very strict laws in accordance to sending things. That brings us to our next point, which is that things in general are more expensive here and brands are not as available here as they are in the US.
So the other day my dad's work laptop broke and he needed to get a new one, and he asked me to help him out with that. And I looked at first like the international like sites, Amazon.com, and then I went to like the German market because I couldn't ship from Amazon.com to Germany, obviously. And I saw that the difference between laptops is quite big, and I ended up buying a laptop from Dell, and I paid for it 900 bucks here, and it would have been about 650 in the US. Something that we definitely underestimated when we moved over here is the taxes here. We knew they would be higher than in the US. But when I got my first paycheck, we were surprised how much money went towards taxes. We found out that the average tax rate in Germany is 48%, and in the US it's only 40%, which doesn't sound that much, but it's more than you think. On top of that, you have high energy costs here.
Yeah, for our energy, we've had so many things we wish we could go back and redo. And it's funny because people who have been here a long time, like some more traditional Germans, they save energy like so much. Like a lot of households do have washers and dryers, but even people that have a dryer, they're usually hanging up their clothes outside and they're like being super choosy on what they use the dryer for and things like this. There's shorter showers, people use not as hot as showers. When we came here, we had a budget that we thought that the energy would fall under. When we lived in the US, we paid about $20 to $30 a month for energy. What did you say? Yeah. So we thought, okay, it's probably going to be a little higher. The way that the energy works here, real quick, so when you first get here, you actually prepay for your energy. So you pay an established amount. It's usually 50. That's what we started with. And then at the end of the year, they will add up all of your energy. They'll get all the numbers in, and they'll see how much energy you used per month over the last year, and with that you'll either owe money or you'll get money back depending on how much energy you used. So for the whole year we were paying $50, thinking woohoo, $50, that's not too bad. And then at the end of the year we get this huge bill of back pay of $800, and they were like, hey, you used all this energy, and we had no idea.
We used 3 times as much as we were charged for. So we actually, because of the high cost, we decreased our energy usage by buying a better fridge that had a better energy rating, and by using the shower less. We actually made sure that we don't shower too long, because we did that a lot, and our water heater is a flow-through heater, which uses a lot of energy. I
think another thing that you should pay attention to is the energy companies. And
we actually automatically assigned to something that's called the Grundversorgung, which is E.ON in Germany, and they have it's the most expensive contract. So as soon as you move in somewhere, you should look up what your options are in the area, and look for the cheapest provider, because you get the same service, just less, you pay less. So in the US we use our credit cards like all the time, shopping and whatnot, and also use it to improve our credit score. And here in Germany we actually only use it sometimes when we do online shopping, but other than that it's really not usable.
Yeah, we even have a bank card here, which is different. It's kind of different. It's kind of like a debit card, but it's a little different. But yeah, most Germans here, they pay with cash, and that's like the preferred method of payment for like grocery store, and a lot of places don't even take a credit card. Like unless you're on the tourist route, so like restaurants usually will take credit cards, or hotels. This is funny. But like usual normal shops that an everyday person is gonna go to, they don't always accept a credit card. Another mistake. Another thing that we didn't expect was the job searches. It's a lot harder here to find a job than we had realized. I think a big reason for that is the educational system here in Germany is just so different than the US. In Germany, you just have a lot of different routes that you can take, and a bachelor's degree in the US doesn't always mean the same thing here for the different areas, the different fields that you can go into. If you come here with a bachelor's degree in something, you can find something that relates to it here, but it's not always the same education. You may need to do more, or you may need to go under your degree and do an Ausbildung, which is what I'm having to deal with. So it kind of just depends on that.
So some things that are not quite as serious, but that hit Bree unexpected.
Shops here are not open 24/7 at all. In the US, they're either open 24/7 or they're open really late, like 11, 12 at night. Here, most shops close at 6 or 8. On Sunday, most shops are always closed unless you have like your Sunday shopping days. But it's something that's not really that big of a deal, but it's just something that is just so different from the US that you're used to being able to run out at any time of the night and just go grab something from the store, but that's just not always possible here. The last thing that is not a mistake, but it's something that's different that I didn't quite realize that always takes me back in public is the directness of Germans.
The culture shock is bigger than you thought it is. So that was actually something that's pretty hard for Bree still. It's just this cultural difference that in the US, you're just different, and there's different rules of how to behave between people.
Yeah.
In Germany, people are more direct, people stare more.
Yeah.
That's something that Bree is pointing out every time we're in the city. These people are staring at me, and it's not only when we have the camera out, it's like just
all the time. Yeah, there is sometimes when we're in the store. We had an incident yesterday where just like the lady was very like abrupt to the person that was trying to buy his food, and I'm always taken back like, oh my gosh, like this is gonna be a big deal, but it's not a big deal. They're just saying what they think, and another thing that happened to me was this girl in my class, super nice girl. She came up to me one day and told me that I was not putting on my makeup the right way because she could see dots under my eyes, and it goes back to flashback in makeup, and it's a long story, but anyways, at first I was kind of like but I really appreciate that. In the US that would not happen. Everyone would just talk about you behind your back and be like, oh my gosh, that girl. But she came up to me, and that's just totally the German way to come up to you and say, hey, I don't know what you're doing, but I don't like it.
So I guess it's not just bad, it's also good.
That completes our list of what we thought was our biggest mistakes or things we didn't realize when we came to Germany.
Let us know if there's anything that you experienced when you moved to Germany.
We can all learn from each other's mistakes.
If you really like these videos, then leave a thumbs up. That really just helps YouTube to promote the video to the right people.
I also love reading your comments. I read every single one, even the meanie head ones. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Say in German.
Bis nächste Woche.